It's the news angle, bitch. Welcome back to another episode. This is your boy D.
And it's your girl, CJ.
And it's the slave master's worst nightmare, Brandy.
You really would be a slave master's worst nightmare. You know what? I'm not even disagreeing with you.
Man,
I'm really
look,
not.
Nat Turner on steroids. We is tearing shit the fuck up, taking everybody out.
Listen, I believe you. I do. Just too much. Welcome back, everybody. It's been a crazy ride out in the real world. I feel like there's so much shit going on. I say this every week. Like, why is there so much shit going on when we're all supposed to be at home most of the time? I don't know.
It really does feel like the weather got nice and people are like, the virus is over because it feels better outside. And I don't care.
They're literally just ignoring it. And let me talk about how, didn't we just last week when we talked about all the viruses and shit, I said there was like 9.5 million infections or some shit around the world, right? We're at 10.4. That's a whole nother million in 1 week.
Believable.
I
know we serious, you guys, because I know we did pinpoint that of course there's going to be more recorded infections if more people are getting tested.
Of course.
We get that, but that does not mean that this still isn't something that's killing people, that's really taking them out the game. So
what's starting to like trend in my mind is, remember when we talked about the event 201 from October of last year?
I thought we talked about that in January.
We did talk about it like January, February is when we talked. It wasn't more than February. I know it was like beginning of the year.
Well, yeah, we might have hit that more than once.
Yeah, and we talked about how Bill Gates and his groups of like, people.
Oh my God. More than once.
We hit that more than once.
I can't stand
That's what Dan said.
I'm telling. But no, so like in that scenario where they just, did a scenario of the corona, but they hit 65 million infections and we're well on our way to fit that scenario. Like the fact that it's only been since November is one of the first infections overseas. Over here, it was more like March, end of March and on. So already in 3 months, it feels longer. But in 3 months in the U.S., we have over, 2 million people now? Let me see. Let me double check because I have it up. It is 2.6 million people, almost 2.7 million people in the U.S.
That's crazy. The shit's spiking too, especially here in Vegas since they opened up the casinos.
What?
A lot of casino workers have been testing positive.
Of course.
Because when you go into work, they check your temperature now. So if you have a slight fever, they make you get tested.
The temperature thing doesn't work either, though. That's what I'm not understanding. Scientists,
tell us what does work, because I feel like there's so much talk about this isn't working and these numbers aren't right and everything. And I kind of took myself out of how I know we normally think and thought about it like possibly how some people are thinking as if it doesn't exist. And it's kind of like if all the shit that we're being told is wrong and none of the numbers are right and all this is inaccurate, okay, what the fuck do we pay attention to then? What do we do? If it seems like, people are always combating what they do see or read or post with, well, that's not right. Okay, what is? You know what I mean?
I think it is very hard because not even the CDC and the WHO standing their ground. I mean, they backtracked on not wearing masks, remember? Yeah. Now they're telling people to wear masks. And also same thing with the governors and mayors all over the fucking nation, because take Texas here, for example, we just shut down all the bars on Friday afternoon. Yes. At 12 p.m. on Friday or Saturday, one or the other last week, they shut down every single bar again. I'm just like, and then the craziest thing is Governor Abbott, 3 weeks ago was like, we need to open the economy back up and bring everybody back to work. And then literally 3 weeks later, he's like, the safest place is for you to be at home. And so I'm just like, you're just playing politics with people's lives though. And that's the problem, is that there's more politics involved than actual science being recognized.
And this shit, I'm tired of shit that's not political being politicized. This is a fucking pandemic. Stop politicizing this shit. This has nothing to do with Republicans or Democrats. It's a fucking virus.
Right. It is.
Now, who caused the virus? Who fucking knows? But at the end of the day, there's a virus that's spreading and it's fucking killing people. Stop politicizing this shit.
And so, like,
we could point fingers later once this shit is done and over with.
Right. So like even other states. So in West Virginia, there's over 200 people who had to quarantine because of a Planet Fitness situation. So who was there one day from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Over 200 people have to quarantine now because they found one positive person. That means there was 200 people within a 6-hour period in that gym that was not social distancing or doing any of the mask wearing, or you know what I'm saying? Like, or not enough of them, and that's why that happened.
So were they just open? Because I know here you have to schedule a fucking appointment to go to the gym.
Some gyms.
Oh yeah, they have us like that too, and
over here too. But
people joke a lot. I'd be the only one in my gym, but it's like it's a matter of, are people following the rules, as CJ was saying?
Because I mean, if you're not following the rules, it defeats the purpose. Even if you have the the staggered thing, because like I think Dan said, the gym he goes to is by appointment, and there's 30 minutes in between each appointment. Like it's an hour block, I believe. They get to work out and they clean for 30 minutes before the next block comes.
Yeah, they
you know what I'm saying? But you still, I mean, you still taking a risk when you do shit like that, because what if they miss a machine? Like people don't...
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know. It's kind of hard.
It is tough.
It's hard to call. It's difficult.
It is.
I mean, I don't know. You can get the shit doing essential things.
You can get it from grocery shopping.
Yeah. Let me tell you this, Mike, my dad, who I have to actually hit up because he was supposed to get his test results today. He has been extremely great about quarantine, like wiping off anything he gets, not even opening certain packages for a certain amount of days, like been on it, like CJ times 10. And then he comes in contact with someone who drops off his diabetic medication who had COVID. And it was like, and he was doing everything quote unquote right.
That's the problem.
And that's like, and then most of us who are not living like that, because I think there's a lot of us who aren't high risk for the factors. And it's like, I still have to go out and get food. I'm still one of the people that have to go to work 5 days a week.
Right.
And I'm leaving my house. I'm taking the stairs if I don't take the elevator, because I can't take the stairs when I have the groceries and I have to go to the store and I got to get gas, and I could literally get it anywhere. And I'm still wearing a mask. I'm still washing my hands and stuff. It's like, I get where people's frustration are coming from. Not that I would do it, but I now understand more so than what I did before why somebody would want to sit out in the middle of the desert and look at the stars. Shout out
D.
I ripped him
you want her over, D.
I have more empathy for him now, because I think, like, without my son being here and I'm just sitting here, I'm like, I'm very happy I don't really suffer from true depression. Like I might have a seasonal thing because I feel it more when my son's not here. And it's just, I don't think I could like permanently live alone. It's just not my thing. But I can only imagine people that really got some big emotional or mental issues going on, that aren't diagnosed, so they don't have any medication for it. They can't go anywhere. They're not doing the things they used to do to maybe offset some other shit. I get why people are like, fuck this shit. If I catch it, I catch it. I'm just going to go out because I don't care.
Which is crazy.
However, I'm like, it would be different if that mindset only affected you. Then it wouldn't matter. But since it affects other people, that's when it's kind of like, well, as much as I can understand it, I'm still not on that tip of, well, let's go out and party. Let's go to the beach.
Well, here's the thing. So there was that one gal who was like on the news. I don't know if we mentioned it last week, but her and her 15 friends all got it when they went to the bar.
Yep.
And then this past week, Carrollton, Texas, which is like less than an hour away from me, the family had a birthday party with about 25 people. 18 of them got the virus.
I think there was another bar in Texas, because Texas is just like gunning.
They don't give a shit here.
It's like Texas and Florida are like this now, and I'm like, damn.
Arizona's coming up. But
I think they had some type of bar where they said 86 people tested positive, and I was like, why the fuck are y'all going to a bar? And why aren't these bars operating in a way where they're saying, hey, we're only having this many people? Like, I didn't realize places were opening up. And they were opening up in a way that was not social distancing, and no one's able to clean the way they need to. I was shocked, because the way my bar was doing it was We literally only had like maybe 10 people in there at a time.
Yes.
People had to sit up far away, like we were saying in other podcasts.
Right.
So that's weird as fuck that places are open and they're open like ain't no damn
But
virus.
here's the thing, like, and you know, that also goes along with, I don't know what the deal is with people in like Florida and Texas and probably Arizona too, now that I'm thinking about it. People are refusing to wear the fucking mask. So I'm on like a lot of local like Facebook pages and stuff, and people really complaining, well, what if you have this? What if you have that? But there's also face shields. You don't have to wear a mask.
You don't have to wear a mask.
You can wear a face shield, which will not trigger any respiratory shit. It'll be less effective towards the virus because there's more air coming from under, but it's less likely because the droplets come from above and down. So you're still a little bit safer there. You know what I'm saying? And then their excuse is always, well, I'm claustrophobic too. I don't believe that all of y'all out there complaining about this shit is claustrophobic and have a fucking medical issue.
They don't like being told what to do.
Here's the thing. I haven't posted it yet, but I made a meme the other day, and I'm just like, listen. All these mask refusers are literally the same people who laugh at anti-vaxxers for not helping the community. No, they're the same fucking people. I swear. And I'm just like, so you have a problem with anti-vaxxers not vaccinating their children or themselves and spreading possible viruses, but you don't want to wear a mask doing the same thing?
Because, of course, they think it's all a lie, which brings me back to my thing of like, if you think it's all a lie, again, make sure you keep that same energy with all the shit that you make fun of us conspiracy theory people for thinking is a lie. Because if your mind can think something like this is all made up, surely you can expand it further to some other shit that's going on that ain't right. Since this is all fake and made up.
It's and
people that I know personally have people that have died, but you know, they're all
I can't remember which strip club it was out here.
What?
In Vegas. I can't remember which one because we have a lot of strip clubs out here.
Of course.
But it was one, it was a funny ass song. You know, like marquees, the advertisements or the promos. It said, keep those masks on so we could take these tops off. And I almost crashed my fucking car. That shit was hilarious. Keep those masks on so we could take these tops off.
I can't.
Take it off.
I mean, you know, listen, if you ruin Halloween for me, I'm going to be very mad.
I'm still like, look, Blocktober is happening. I don't know how, but it's still happening. And I still want to wear costumes, even if it's just in my damn house.
I'll run it around in my house with that shit on full makeup and everything.
I'm like, October is still very much going to be a thing.
I'll fucking do the podcast from our yard with like stars and fireworks.
Okay, do it. I don't know if
I'm passing out hand sanitizer this year. Hand sanitizer, those little masks, disposable masks.
Oh my God, do it. Oh my gosh, someone's gonna make a killing for Halloween mask with like little creature faces on it.
Yo,
someone's
you know how
gonna
many
make
Sub-Zeros there's gonna be for Halloween? That's what I'm gonna say.
And ninjas.
Scorpion. Oh my God.
Yeah, Scorpion.
Ninjas everywhere. That's
everywhere.
Terrible.
Ninjas.
You know what?
We have to do a virtual Halloween party.
We're gonna have to.
Virtual costume party.
Because it's the best day of the year. I was born. So, you know.
It's the best month. We gonna say month.
Oh, okay. I guess we can be inclusive.
So now you don't want to be inclusive.
I'm just saying, I like it when it's warm and sunny in May. It's really nice.
He's like, that's my month, May.
Nobody gives a fuck about your fucking month.
Yes, you do. You got the best holiday.
And I say that knowing my brother and mom are born in May, and I still don't give a fuck.
Cinco de Mayo
for all day.
May Day, Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo is racially insensitive, and
I know.
No, it commemorates the Mexicans defeating the French in that one war.
Oh no, I didn't say that was the problem. How it's celebrated now in
That's
Bush,
the problem.
because everybody don't know what you just said.
Everybody's drinking fucking tequila and putting on fucking sombreros
and mustaches,
and being racially insensitive, and it's a problem.
That's the problem. It's like if somebody were to like celebrate Chinese New Year's and just put on like Asian outfits and run around talking about Cheech.
And they're all doing this shit with their
eyes. That's literally what they're doing on Cinco de Mayo.
Halloween is the main. It's the most culturally appropriating holiday there is because everybody's dressing up like Indians, geishas.
Oh yeah, it's that day is definitely problematic, which is why CJ was born on it. So we have to count the month instead of
Le gas.
Le gas.
Oh my God, that's terrible. Well, before we go on our little break here, I just wanted to start this conversation because the second half is going to probably be about all the craziness surrounding racial tensions that's coming across the nation. Let me start with this because I was like, what the fuck? So a couple in Ohio, actually, Brandy, somewhere near like 14 miles out from Cleveland, somewhere Brooks or something. They ordered some pizza from Little Caesars there, and 2 employees had put a fucking pepperoni swastika on it.
Are you fucking serious?
No. I mean, they were fired immediately, funny, but nigga.
Oh God, it's not funny at all. But
it's not funny, but it's so ridiculous. At like you can't make this shit up.
I'm just laughing at the person taking the time.
Yes.
To put each little pepperoni.
And the picture is hilarious too. I need to like crop it and post it. And then could you imagine
opening your pizza?
Bitch. I'm sure they were dumb. Because I think when I was reading it, they were like, did you ask for this? What is this? And like, no, nobody would ask for a fucking swastika pepperoni pizza.
Was it like the Jainism swastika? Or was it like...
No, it was like a swastika. Like, dude, I don't...
Was it like the one that the Denver airport looks like from the...
Listen, I don't even know what the fuck that was. I'm telling you, people are getting bold. I mean, it's because of shit like Trump retweeting that fucking video of that guy talking about white power.
White power?
Yeah.
No, wait, but he said he didn't. The White House put out a letter and said he didn't hear them say.
That's what he said, right?
I was like, either way, it's still bad that we have somebody that ignorant that would retweet something they didn't fully hear, and you're the president of the goddamn United States.
Like you didn't think to check the content before you posted it.
Get out of here! He checked that content and he didn't.
Of course he did. He didn't give a fuck. That is the issue.
He don't give a fuck about nothing.
Nothing. No. I don't even think he care about his supporters while you playing. I don't think he care about shit.
He don't give a fuck about them motherfuckers.
He don't care.
No.
It's just a lot. And I mean, like, I'm gonna move this to I don't know. He ain't it. He ain't it. And people still like, I don't know, being on his side and still supporting him amazes me. Like the fact that your own fucking party people are starting to step down and step away from you should say a lot about who he is. You know what I'm saying? Because other conservatives and Republicans are like, yo, you have gone a little too far. We're racist too, but we're not gonna put it out there like that.
We're not that racist.
We're just enough to line our pockets. Like, anyway, on that note, we're gonna take a break and come back to the rest of our shit. All right.
We'll be right back.
Yep.
We're back, bitches.
We back. All right, so to continue, because there's so much.
It's too bright.
It's too bright.
Yes. It really is too bright. Let's talk about these not so bright people, Patricia and Mark McCloskey. What state were they in?
They in the Missouri. Another state of mind.
Misery?
I was born. Yeah, misery. Apparently, they cutting the fuck up in St. Louis, I believe.
Yeah.
And Black Lives Matter.
Saint fucking lunatics.
Are Saint lunatics for real.
Down, baby.
We don't own the music. See, I had to pull a CJ before CJ pulled a CJ. But yeah, they're in St. Louis, and they're fucking crazy because you have peaceful protests on your yard with signs, and you come out with guns, with AKs,
were they
pistols.
on their property?
They weren't even really on the property. They were walking by.
Property, outside of it. But that's no different from when there's been other protests outside of senators' homes, mayors' homes, because they realize you're the power in this district. So we're going to bring this straight to you. They don't have weapons. They ain't outside with burning
They
crosses,
got cardboard papers with signs.
And you come outside pointing. It's one thing to have your gun, which is already a lot. You're literally out there with your husband pointing your gun at reporters, cameramen, and I'm just looking at these pictures like, y'all got some goddamn nerves.
You know what?
Like,
the Governor Sisolak, the governor of Nevada, brought up a very interesting point. I think I talked about it either last week or the week before when it came to somebody doing something similar to his house. He said it was some crazy motherfuckers outside with AR-15s. And he was talking about how people were reaching out to him to condone it wasn't even riots. We didn't really have riots here like that. It was just protests, a lot of protests here in Vegas. And he was like, I ain't got shit to say because when these motherfuckers, these people with AR-15s outside of my fucking house, I didn't say shit. He was like, could you imagine if those people that y'all want me to condemn, these black people that are out here, imagine if they had AR-15s. Man. He said, I shudder to think. Oh, he said, I shudder at the thought of what would happen if they had their AR-15s, expressing that same sentiment.
Yeah, I mean, because this country has a groundwork of keeping us away from things.
I'm saying
ownership, of access.
There's a double standard across the board.
A huge one. And when we're already looked at as bad, dangerous thugs, we surely can't have legal arms. Like, we don't have the right to bear arms. All those rules and regulations were written out for white people. They were not for us.
Exactly. That is not.
They did not have us in mind doing that. The Constitution, the preamble, all that shit was not with us.
Was not for us. No.
Which is why it's so crazy that.
And then the NRA don't be speaking up when they need to.
Oh no, dude, where is the NRA? I keep asking people about that.
You ain't gonna hear that shit.
No, you're really not. Like, I just want to know where the fuck they are at because it's not happening.
Where they at though?
Where they at?
And then that's exactly why things like, you know, the one we just talked about, the shooting at Seattle's CHOP, the Capitol Hill organized protest area, where the 16-year-old and the 14-year-old got shot dead. And the person who was doing the shooting apparently was like yelling like, "You're not dead yet," like out of his fucking vehicle, like while shooting at the crowd. Like, I can't even, like, it's Mad Max out there in certain places, basically. That's the only thing I can compare it to.
Again, where's the NRA?
Girl, the NRA ain't for us. You know what I mean? We don't own the music or the lyrics or the rights to this.
Where they at though?
Where they at? So they're killing teenagers and kids out here, and nobody's getting. I mean, come on, nobody's arresting Brianna Taylor's fucking cops either that killed her.
And we're still waiting on that shit.
We're still waiting on that shit.
And what I'm loving that everyone's doing, well, not everyone, but a lot of people I see on Instagram, they'll post a selfie and then they put all the Brianna Taylor's information there to call in, to protest, to sign the petition. And I love that they're still putting
8 million signatures, over 8 million signatures.
But it doesn't mean anything.
And it's still going. And it's like nothing yet.
That's because they don't want it to mean anything. That's what I'm saying.
I really think they can pacify us.
Girl, that's what we're going to be talking about on the other episode.
You can't. Like, there's some shit that they do that I don't give a fuck about. I'm like, change these laws, get legislative with this shit. I'm not trying to hear, well, we made sure we at least got this person in jail. I'm like, I want full indictments, full charges, discharges. I want all this shit. I don't, like, it's not good enough for me, especially when people have lost their lives, and that's huge. And you got to excuse me because maybe some shit, I'm going Old Testament, but I'm like, what happened to this eye for an eye shit? Because it seemed like y'all was cool with that shit, with lynching and getting these mobs together, because that was y'all deciding, we're guilty, wasn't no trial, right?
Nope.
So I'm like, so what's the difference now? Because heaven forbid we decided to do that shit.
Girl, they don't want none of that. Are you kidding?
We decide that there's no due process. That's a wrap. And we're like, oh, we killed him because he's a criminal. He was a criminal. It doesn't matter. Like, if we did some shit like that, another story.
Oh, God.
Girl, you know what they would do, though? They would round up all the bombs they have and bomb our fucking neighborhoods again.
Oh, they would not even neighborhoods.
Like they did Tulsa?
They would definitely get Atlanta, because Atlanta is the closest we have to Tulsa. So they would definitely get Atlanta, for sure.
By the way, side note, if you guys follow our Instagram page, our Tulsa post got fucking fact-checked. It's really weird because it did happen. It did happen.
I liked how many people, because around the time on the page when it posted, so many people were, and thank you to our followers, because I love that y'all pay attention to stuff, but so many people were like, I can't click it, or sending screenshots, or did you see it? Now I got excited because I was like, we made it, baby. But I like that our followers were really
and I tried to respond to everybody that I could. So thank you for that.
I took care of some like inbox shit too, because people were just coming at it, and I was making a joke out of it because it said, like, people were like, oh my God, it's saying it's it's wrong. And I was like, maybe it was May 30th instead of May 31st.
It literally was
that
because
shit was right.
They were saying it was partially false because it wasn't the worst like massacre in the U.S. or something.
And I told somebody in our inbox, I said, even for funsies, let's just say it was the 3rd or 5th worst one, right? The fact that we don't know about this shit as prevalent as we know about
the
fact that they thought it was
and everything else.
to fact check that shit.
And they were trying to say that it is in books. I'm like, what books are we talking about?
Baby, I ain't hear about this shit until I heard about Watchmen.
I was an adult.
When I was grown is when I found out on my own. Just going down that rabbit hole.
Which is all of our stuff. They talked about that in a great meme that said, white privilege is having your history be common core and ours is an elective.
Boom.
And I was just like, yeah. And that's not an elective in high school. We talking college. So maybe if you want to specifically study that, that's what you get. But they damn sure ain't going to let you know that in high school.
I gotta repost this video if I can find it. It was about this guy saying that instead of asking white people about Black culture and other cultures, ask them about their own culture. Ask them to tell you what is so cultural about their shit and watch them struggle. And I watched the video and it was a struggle. This girl was talking about, well, we sit down for dinner and eat with our family, but like everybody does that, I guess. And like they were struggling to find something that was unique. It was like when we were talking about how we have all these festivals, different cultures have all these like, you know, rituals and things that we do. Like the reason why there's Carnival everywhere is because the same group of Black people got spread out and the same traditions got carried over. And that's why there's such similar things in such a widespread area globally.
And there's a lot of places like Barbados and other places that actually have festivals that celebrate their freedom from British rule or basically Caucasians that were ruling over. So I was like, the fact that other cultures have festivals to celebrate freedom from y'all is a problem.
Bajans have a festival called Crop Over, which means we are done picking this fucking sugar cane for y'all motherfuckers. And it's one of the biggest festivals in the Caribbean.
Fuck your cotton. That's what that was like.
You know what I'm saying? That shit is fucking nuts.
like, you know, and people who are running around with the fucking Confederate flag and talking about heritage. I saw a gay guy post this beautiful meme, and I'm going to repost it on our page. He said, congratulations, fun fact, just so you know, the length of how long we've been able to get married, like gay couples get married, is longer now than the Confederacy ever lasted. Because they only lasted 4 years, and now it's been longer that you can get married if you're gay. Like that's how long they lasted.
They lasted 4 years. That was longer than my last relationship.
I'm so done. I mean, like seriously though, you know. And then they sing this Dixie song that's a northern minstrel song, and people don't know what that is.
Speaking of songs, look up the other verses in the Star Spangled Banner if you haven't.
Oh girl, like, don't even
do some research on all this shit we were citing.
People will be fucking like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, let's get into. I promise you, in our lifetime, that Pledge Allegiance and all the rest of this shit, that's gonna be a wrap. Because these people are.
It's already a wrap in a lot of places. So
they're not playing. It's a wrap.
It's just you know. I'm telling you. So this northern minstrel. If you don't know what the minstrel means, it means a song that people sing for entertainment, basically like a jester. You know, to entertain higher ups.
A clown,
that is the song they took.
A D, if you will.
Nah. That's the fucking song they took and made into their song. And I'm just like, y'all really don't understand how this works, do you? Because you just like I can't.
Insensitive. But I'm like, that's what runs through your veins when your ancestors are people that just pillage and steal and take over shit. You don't know what else to do.
Along with that, so D posted it and I reposted it because I was like, what the fuck? Marcus Carr in Las Vegas was found hung. This is number 7 or 8 now in the last 3 weeks.
Like
he was probably more.
In, like, the middle, the heart of Vegas. It's crazy.
Right.
It's like very, very residential. Not the heart of Vegas as in like downtown or the strip where the tourists are. The heart of like local Las Vegas. Decatur and Charleston, 2 of the most busiest fucking streets on the whole fucking valley. This man was found behind a busy ass Walmart. Like this is a Walmart
and they're saying there's nobody who saw anything.
Exactly. So right now, as of right now, from the post that I did see from, I think it was his cousin, yeah, they were trying to get some surveillance footage or something. It's a Walmart. There's cameras everywhere. Not only is it a Walmart, there's businesses all throughout that area. Like I said, it's very residential. So there's all kinds of stores and, department stores, gas stations. It's a busy, busy part of town.
I don't believe any of it.
It's fucking crazy. And the fact that I just found out that this took place on the 24th.
Right. It was this past week.
But it was a week ago. A week ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And there's nothing in mass media. Nothing. I didn't hear about it
till you posted it. So interesting. And after D posted it, I went to go do research immediately, and I'm like, damn, I couldn't find shit.
Nothing.
I could not find shit. And I'm like, that is weird as hell, given how expansive the internet is. And you could type in some shit by mistake and have 3 million
shit
hits.
Pop up.
Well, that's one thing when it comes to this city, especially Vegas. It's a touristy city, so they'd like to act like stuff like that doesn't happen here. Oh, it's Vegas. It's the land of the pretty people. Come here and you'll be safe. Nothing. Shit like that they will not talk about, especially in this town.
It's just insane.
This town.
Insane. And right along with that, do you guys know who, what is his name? Shane Dawson is?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
YouTuber. Okay, so he's in the news again, and he's like friends with Jeffree Star, who I also do not like at all, because the whole racism and shit that he's at. Shane Dawson, obviously, I knew he wasn't any good either, because he's friends with Jeffree Star. They just stick together. That's what they do. But he got caught up, and somebody found a file of him talking about children, basically pedophilia.
Yeah.
And
what it was exactly was they showed a video of him pretending to masturbate as a joke to a picture of Willow Smith.
It's not just that.
What?
I didn't see.
Okay,
go
ahead.
That's what brought it back up, because this isn't the first time he's been in it. So when that happened, people started digging and seeing other shit when it comes to him with little kids. But what made it big was Jada Pinkett spoke out, and so did Jaden. So everybody was like, "Well, what the fuck is going on?" Because
she was 11 at the time. What he did.
Why would you make a joke about somebody's fucking? That's somebody's child.
He was on another show.
That's not just anybody's child. On top of that,
it's
bad enough. It's
Will
a child,
Smith's
period. But why would you do that, kid?
But here's the thing: he was also talking about somebody else's like Instagram kid who does like things online. This is why I hesitate to like let my kiddo do anything online that's like serious, like YouTube and shit. You know what I mean? Even though she has the talent for it. People are sick. But he was talking about this 6-year-old and how sexy she was. Because she had like put on makeup and made pouty faces and shit like that. He was like, no, she's like a sexy about a fucking he was like, she's just a sexy 6-year-old. I was like, how? I don't even know how that computes. And he was trying to be like, I understand why there are people who are pedos. I was like, how do you understand that? Because that's like saying I understand why somebody would like to be a racist or somebody
understand why somebody would rape somebody. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Like, he strikes me as the type of guy that does not read a room well. And I think people like him, because he's always trying to joke and do a shock factor thing. So people like him, I think they think they're as funny as Dave Chappelle was with his shock factor, racial humor and all that stuff, pushing the line or whatever. But it's like, but you're not smart funny. You're trying to be sick funny, and nothing's funny about that. And then read the goddamn room. We're not having it with anything right now.
I think what made it worse was that when he did the Willow thing, that it was almost like a skit. You know what I'm saying? But the
that other shit was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
And the conversation that I heard when he was talking about the 6-year-old was more like a conversation that you were having, trying to explain away. It wasn't a joke that he was doing. That's what got me, because he was saying, I understand why somebody would be attracted to a child.
And even if you felt that, here's to me what goes back to white privilege. The fact that you thought it was cool for you to say that and that nothing would happen.
And nothing happened other than an apology video.
Why wouldn't you keep that shit to yourself? If you really did feel that way, why wouldn't you just keep that fucking private?
He has blackface videos as well. Like, it's just a crazy amount of shit.
Everybody he hangs around has had to apologize about racial shit. Because that one girl, that Jenna Marbles had to do the one because she did like those Asian guys,
and stuff.
What did she do?
She did a video a long time, like 10 years ago, where she dressed up as a Chinese dude or something, and was like,
you know, we have to do a video about cancel culture. We really do.
It's dumb. Cancel culture is fake. Cardi has it right. Cardi B was talking about that shit. She was like, the other day, she was like, y'all done canceled me like 6 times already in the last 6 months. I don't know. I'm still here. Y'all still buying my music.
It's just interesting who people are deciding to, you know, cancel and not, especially if we just black and white judge it off of, you did this 20 years ago. We just found out you're canceled. And I don't think anybody would want that to happen to them. But that's the new generation doing it.
And I'm just
like, well, no, but okay, case in point.
Yeah.
Even with the Jeffree Star shit, when that first started coming out with him, that shit he did back in MySpace days. And people were kind of being like, well, that was back then. And then I was thinking, half of me understood where they were coming from, but the other part is like, well, there's people that don't give a fuck when it was done.
I think his is a different case because Jenna Marbles hasn't done a video like that in 10 years, but Jeffree Star continuously puts out shit like that. His last palette, his last comment.
Well, he did a model thing 6 months ago. But he's always in drama. Like everything he's been in the news for definitely is not racist, but he's always in some shit.
That's what I'm saying. So he's continuously problematic is the problem that I have.
That's what it is.
He's not like, it wasn't like a one time. Because if we go there, then Prime Minister Trudeau had a blackface moment too. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, like push it on like what Brandy was saying. Like, I remember like when we were in high school, back in Kadena days, when it was okay, socially okay amongst people in our age group to say, oh, that's so fucking gay.
Yeah,
and nobody would bat an eye. But now,
oh yeah, if it came out now that Brandy was saying that was gay in 7th grade, and I was like some YouTube star or something, I'd be canceled.
You know what I'm saying?
Because that's something I said when I was 13, and I'd have to apologize for something that I said when I was 13, and I'm just not with that shit with anybody. But that's what I mean. Where are you at now?
That's what I mean. So like for me,
it wasn't as popping as it was, you know, for us.
That's what I mean, though.
Certain people.
For me, Jenna Marbles is not a problem. She did it one time 10 years ago. I haven't really seen her do anything like that continuously. Like
that's not really her style anyway.
That's not her style. That was like, she thought it was going to be a funny skit by dressing up as a Chinese dude and fucked up when she did that.
I think she actually completely quit YouTube.
She did. She actually apologized 10 years ago for that too. And then somebody brought it up again because that's what's going around right now. And she apologized again.
Like, whose job is it to find all this old shit?
People who are in quarantine and bored, girl. That's what they're doing.
Well, you know what? This was before quarantine because James Gunn, the director of a lot of nerdy movies I love, they were trying to cancel him for what they decided was homophobic tweets and stuff like that from however long ago. And I was just like, okay, so can this man no longer make these movies for something he said then that he seemingly genuinely apologized for now? But like, how can you imagine if I could not.
Can you imagine when we get famous in 15 years, people dig up these fucking podcasts?
These videos. I think about it all the time because I was like, what's going to be perfect for people is nobody likes to do reading comprehension, let alone listening comprehension. So it's too easy to take, well, CJ or Brandy said this, and you didn't listen to the whole video.
Nah, they're going to be like, D had a Gatorade bottle. That's what they
This is the snippet. This is what we're going to use.
With the Gatorade bottle.
I know.
Cool.
I mean,
I like when people tell me they can't drink Gatorade without thinking about that story.
I love it. I think it's amazing that it made such an impression on people.
I have not drinking Gatorade since. Powerade all day for me.
I kind of want to, and before we wrap it up, I kind of want to end it on a nicer, funnier note. Have y'all been seeing this trending thing about the Philippines human-sized bats?
Get the fuck out of here.
Human-sized bats?
Is it a lie?
No, it's real. I went and researched it because I was like, this has got to be fucking fake.
What aged human are we talking about? Like a baby?
Okay, you want to know? Its wingspan is up to 1.7 meters. That's 5.5 feet.
Oh, the ones that were in Okinawa.
Yeah, but like bigger.
You know what I'm saying?
They're the fruit bats. Yes.
Wait a minute. There's a picture that was circulating a minute ago where the bat was hanging upside down and that shit looked big as fuck. But I was just like, no, that's Photoshop. That's not a real bat.
It's not.
And the person was like standing near the bat, and I was like, that better not be a real goddamn bat.
It is a real bat, and I found the picture.
They not eating fruit. Fruit bat my ass. They eating niggas.
No, look, y'all.
Bullshit. There's not no fucking.
I don't know if you can see. Look at how big he is.
That's the picture I saw. Yeah, I was like, fuck that shit.
Like, that's
called a note.
What the fuck is he eating?
A baby?
No, he is not eating a baby. He's a fruit bat. So get this.
What kind of fucking fruit makes you get that damn big?
I don't know. So it does have a name.
So if he's like a fruit bat, is that like gay babies?
He's a gay bat.
And that's what they're going to use to clip.
That's what they're going to use to say that I hate gay people.
No, like, so it's called a golden crowned flying fox, literally, because
it looks like a
fox.
No, it's a damn dog with wings.
Yes, it looks like a fox with goddamn wings.
Who was breeding a fox and a
God was. God said, listen,
shit.
we need to give these humans something to talk about sometimes. Right. And he was like, yo, one of the angels was like, God, what about you take the fox over there, turn it black, right? You got them bats in the back, right? Just take their wings.
Or maybe, because I was hearing stories about angels coming down and fucking bitches, and that could have been one of their little hybrid babies.
Angels came down, probably fucking bats too.
Fucking bat. I've heard crazy shit.
Apparently, they're vegetarian and consume primarily fruit. Is what it says, and I will
What
post this
are
later.
they eating? Durian? What the fuck are they eating?
Probably some kind
jackfruit. What the fuck? Are they
not jackfruit. I just
first picture
today.
Something big. Like what
he's
the fuck?
hanging.
They're not
he's
eating
hanging
grapes.
from the roof, and it's halfway down the house.
Bitch,
that means he's at least the size of a child.
Ma'am.
You know what I'm saying?
Can you
at least
imagine?
3.5
It's
feet
like
tall.
Heather with wings flying around.
Heather with wings. Heather has wings because her mom, so she does.
She actually was running around with it today. She was in her princess
I like
dress.
when they do that thing where they hover and they're just kind of doing this shit.
Right, just
where the wind is just. Listen.
I would die.
I really thought this story was a hoax, and I really went digging for like 20 minutes, and
I don't even want to look at the pictures.
No, I remember walking home from like the USO or some shit in Okinawa. And seeing a fucking fruit bat land in the tree, and the whole branch just bend like halfway.
Yes, that motherfucker.
They were huge,
and they're just hanging upside down.
I remember some of my Pinoy friends talking about their grandparents or parents would like just knock them out.
CJ, did you send the picture after I said I don't want to see that shit?
Yes, I sure did.
You
remember that white man that got kicked out the military because he had a deep freezer full of them because he was eating them motherfuckers?
Oh, yeah.
He was fricasseeing their asses up.
He was like, these are delicious. I was like, you can't kill all of them.
This shit looks like something that's like, I want to suck your blood. Yes! And just come at
like
you.
Like human-sized.
It looked like, no.
I imagine when Dracula turns into a bat, he's about that size, not one of them little
ones. Since they're mammals, can you train them?
This is some Castlevania shit. No, you don't want to train no damn bat.
Ooh.
Like, yo, the neighbor's got a lemon tree. Go give me some lemon. You know what I'm saying?
You are ridiculous.
Like, I wouldn't want to train
a bat. Dee's gonna train him like inappropriately, and they're just gonna bring him more gay men.
Just found this
one. Bring me fruits. Bring me fruits.
Bring me fruits, and they're gonna be like, "This is what you meant, right? This had to be what you meant."
I can't. He's like, "Here's an eggplant,
about, right?
some oranges,
eggplant.
Oh my god,
eggplants and oranges."
Emojis.
Oh not the eggplant emoji. He opens his door and the bat's there with somebody and they're like, "Ow."
I hate everything. I can't. I fucking can't. Anywho, we gonna wrap this up. If you guys had a good time listening to our craziness, please make sure you subscribe to your favorite platform for podcasts. And if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you like and comment. Hit that notification bell so you can get all the new episodes. Yes, we drop our Newsangl episodes every Monday at 9 a.m. I have to talk over them every fucking week. Our other episodes, our regular Triangl episodes, happen every Thursday at noon Central. I don't know what she's singing, actually.
Boom. Remember how to do that noise?
If you're not watching us on YouTube, you should. I think people are understanding that we're funny on YouTube. Our subscriptions are going up slowly on YouTube.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. By the way, if you would like to support us, we have an Anchor page where you can subscribe. Starts at 99 cents a month. If you don't have anything to give, which is fine, just want to listen to us for a good time, go to your podcast platform, listen to us. Don't skip the ad. That'll help us little by little as well to bring you even more great fucking content. So
just listen to the ad. It's only 30 seconds.
You know, it's only 30 seconds of my buttery voice.
You don't even gotta listen to it. Just like let it play, put it down, and go check.
Yeah, go check the mail or something. You don't even have to listen to it. Just let it play. Just let it play.
Go pee real quick.
On that note, stay woke, blessed, logical, and safe. If you're black, stay black. If you're not, support. POCs and allies unite. Peace out.
Bats are creeping. They gonna find you.